Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, future YOM citizens. This is straight from Amsterdam and Utrecht at the same time, because that's what the Metaverse is all about. Your favorite AMA and State of the Metaverse host, I hope. Did I just say that about myself? It's me, Mr. Metaverse, Aragorn, CMO of Your Open Metaverse, and boy, do we have an amazing show for you guys today. No major announcements, but I have a very, very, very special guest for you today. I have with me here the one and only Daniel van der Waals, our very own Mr. Fox.
Hello, Aragorn.
Hey, Daniel. How you doing, buddy? So,
yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, you're good? You're good? Are you ready for today?
Yes, I feel ready. You know, I have my great astronaut suit on, and you know, I'm feeling wonderful.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So before we get started, some people that are listening to the State of the Metaverse right now, or AMA, they might be wondering, why did Aragorn just call Daniel Mr. Fox? So why don't you tell them? Why don't you explain that one to them?
Yeah, sure. All right. I don't know if any of the listeners or the viewers have seen the Batman trilogy by Christopher Nolan.
I have.
But you have. I have. I think everyone has seen that trilogy. Well, you have this character, Mr. Fox, played by Morgan Freeman. And basically, Mr. Fox has his own secret underground lab where he experiments and makes the coolest stuff. Well, basically at YOM, you know, as a founder, my role is basically I have like the Mr. Fox role in the company. I try out all these different metaverses, all these different platforms. I'm connecting with industry leaders in the metaverse space, and so that way I get some nice input for the rest of the team.
Yep. Yeah, and so for those of you watching the show today, this is something quite cool about the company culture that we're already developing at Your Open Metaverse and Beam Up. You know, of course, we're a startup and we're not super big yet, but we're growing quite rapidly. And one of the funny things that has come into existence is our nickname culture. And I think that's something that is, nicknames in itself are not unique, but the way we're going about it is unique. So, for example, every single one of us on his contract doesn't just have his official role and function, but we even have our nicknames in there. And that's where it starts. And so, well, because Daniel is the founder of the company, you know, he didn't always have this nickname, but we decided to give it to him because he's our crazy secret scientist running the special R&D department, right?
Yeah, exactly. So what's your role, Aragorn? What's in your contract? Can you please share that with us?
Okay. So don't tell anybody. You might think that in my contract it says Mr. Metaverse, but it actually doesn't. It says Lord of the Ring.
Lord of the Metaverse.
Lord. I would have preferred Lord of the Metaverse, but yeah.
It's just Lord of the Ring.
It's just Lord of the Ring. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so enough of that. Enough about that. So Daniel, we're gonna come back to you. Obviously, you're gonna show everybody some cool stuff, which you're already kind of seeing because they see the astronaut down in the corner. But we're gonna spend some more time on that. But for now, quickly, let's do a recap of last week. For those of you that didn't watch, and for this, I'll get back to you, Daniel, in a second. So for those of you that didn't watch last week, or perhaps for those that are still need to catch up, several episodes, which, by the way, I recommend you do on your way to work, if you're in a train, during your commute, or in the car. All our episodes are about 40 minutes to 1 hour long. It's perfect for when you're doing that early morning or evening commute. But if you have missed any of the episodes, so last week we had our CEO, Alex van der Baan, here with me talking about some of the decisions we recently made. So we decided to postpone our token generation event. We have a lot of good reasons for that, as Alex explained in last episode. So if you want to know all about that, go and check it out. We also announced our partnership with CVVC, which is a very important investor group from Germany that we're really happy to work with, because we really think that they will not only be very valuable during this year and our development, but they also will be able to set us up quite nicely for our Series A in the future. Another really cool investor is on its way. Actually, the ink isn't dry yet, but things have recently been signed, and so another announcement about that is coming in the near future. But I won't say more on that for now. Just teasing you guys, as I always like to do. So for today, what we want to do is, because we don't really have anything big to talk about, we want to do a little bit of a demo. And that's why Daniel's here. So I'm going to switch over to the presentation screen. 1, 2, 3, boom. And here you can see on the top right, you see Daniel, who's doing a little dance behind the microphone and the special laptop that we have for these kind of things. But the biggest part of the screen is actually Daniel's avatar, which currently is just an astronaut. For the purposes of the demo, we kept it really, really simple. But he's actually in a virtual space, all made in Unreal Engine. So why don't you take it from here, so I don't talk so long, Daniel, and you tell everybody what they're actually looking at.
All right. So what you're looking at is, I'm an astronaut now. So this is my avatar. You see, this is created in the Unreal Engine. This is just like a demo space. We created this for an event we did, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, NFTX. So there was like a NFT centered event. And what I'm wearing is I'm wearing a motion capture suit by Xsense.
Yeah, can I do a quick shout out there? Yeah. So Remco Sikkema, if you're watching, or if you're going to watch this in the near future, definitely going to tag you in this. Remco Sikkema is our contact at Xsense Movella. And we've recently also released a blog, which was done by Xsense Movella, where I speak with Remco Sikkema about the future of MoCap. Sorry to step in. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So what's cool to point out is, so the suit is by Xsense. The gloves for the finger tracking, it's by Manus. And both of these companies are Dutch companies, and they're like leading in the whole motion capture industry. So that's pretty cool. So
that's Manus VR. Manus VR and Xsense Movella, because they recently merged, right?
Movella and Xsense, yes, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So the cool thing is, I have the suit, I have the gloves, but for the face tracking, I'm not, with this astronaut, you don't see the face, but I can just get something real quick.
It's funny because
it seems like
you walked out of the screen, but your astronaut is still in there. So
So basically, this looks a bit like a torture device, but it isn't. So basically, what you can do, you can do an iPhone here, and then just put this around your neck, and then you can, with the app that you can integrate with this tech stack, you can capture all your facial expressions, and then you can see that in your avatar. Well, in this case, you don't, because it's the astronaut has a helmet on, but this is also one of the possibilities of all this technology.
I think it's good to explain here that it's kind of cool because you can use a mobile phone to track someone's facial features, right? So it doesn't need to be very complicated. So you can see how somebody in the future can definitely do this from home. And we also know that there's a lot of development going on for motion capture from your phone or from a camera, right? So that's all going to be a lot easier, and people will be able to do it from home. Yeah. But it's not so easy to rig up the rig yet to the app, and that's why we're using an astronaut today. But we see that there's development in the technology where we think it's going to be much simpler in the near future.
A lot of cool stuff coming up at YOM also. So this is just like a first demo. And also, also another possibility, when you're wearing the suit, you can also put on like a VR headset. Well, we have quite some VR headsets here at our office. So this is like the Pico Neo 2. And so you basically also have headsets that track your eye movements, and then you can translate that also in the avatar. And that way you can really experience the metaverse. As a performer, you're not watching like a screen, but you're also in the metaverse. So.
Exactly. So the cool thing is that we're with some of the artists that we're going to be working with in the near future. We're already working with artists. So we're planning on doing like a virtual twin, where we're gonna make not only an environment but a really very cool, super realistic avatar, and then this artist can do a concert in the metaverse using this kind of suit. Now that would allow her to have super realistic movement, and she could actually be standing behind real turntables doing real music, and you actually see a digital twin of her in the metaverse doing the same thing. Now, we would have to do a few things with her hands if we're going to do that, because, Daniel, can you tell us a little bit about your secret weapons?
Yeah, basically, so this has to do with the rigging of the 3D model. This 3D model, I couldn't get the fingers right with this, but...
I think we need to tell the people there that, we wanted to give a quick demo, but we also didn't want to spend hours on this. So ultimately, right now, these things take still quite a bit of time, but we're also already seeing developments that will make that a lot easier in the future. So right now, these hands are not working, but for future demos,
it's a karate astronaut.
But you did have a little... Oh, I remember you were going to show how the hand rigging works, but then when we did that, it fucked up the stream. Oh, sorry, I didn't say that. It messed with the stream.
You didn't say that.
Didn't say that. Beep, beep.
Yeah, so basically, so this is, I think this is logical to show an astronaut, as we're building this rocket called YOM, and we're heading towards the moon, right, Aragorn?
Well, I thought we agreed that we were not going to say that as a company. Okay. We're not going to the moon, so you didn't hear that.
Cool. Nice. All
okay,
right.
Cool. So let's see if there are any people out there that have any questions for you, because I see that there's a few people in the live stream on Telegram. There's a few people on YouTube. So let's see what's going on. If anybody has any questions out there, go ahead and ask them right now. That's what this episode is for, of course. But also don't feel...
How do you like my moves?
Yeah, they're pretty good. Can you do the moonwalk? Come on, you should have... Actually, you can do the moonwalk. Look, I can teach you. Just stand on your front feet and then you push back. No?
Okay,
I'm going to teach you to do the moonwalk. For the next time we're doing this, we're going to do the moon. Holy sh! Sure. We're going to do the moonwalk for sure. 100%.
Awesome.
Oh, I think Jeroen is really going for it. He invited all kinds of people from the Telegram to join. We got Deadless Boy in here now. Some other invitations. So funny enough, I don't know for those of you that actually saw our showcase, which is about 1.5 years old now, that we used for our initial funding rounds and presentations around the Netherlands. Daniel also did something like this, but then it was a gorilla, and the gorilla actually took a cup and put it somewhere. That was kind of funny. Oh, we get a question. Marky046. This kind of looks like the rig Code Maiko and Twitch uses as well. Have you heard of her? Yes, Marky, you're absolutely right. This is more or less the same kind of rig. It's more or less the same setup. So at the moment, Movella Xsense is really, the best easy solution to realistic motion capture. That's also why we're using it. Obviously, if people will be joining our Metaspaces as viewers or players or, invitees in the future, they might not have, the top level motion capture yet, right? But for artists or creators or speakers that want to do, a presentation or an event in the Metaverse, obviously they need to have, the best of the best. So on that front, we're still using a motion capture suite like this, which is pretty straightforward. But I think that this technology will really go forward in massive leaps over the next 12 to 24 months. So I can't really say for sure what we'll be using and what will be happening a year from now, because obviously here at Your Open Metaverse, we're going to make sure that we're using, top-notch, state-of-the-art technology, but also technology that will be easily accessible to people out there. I mean, we want this to be something available to everybody. But obviously, the building of the experiences will be kind of a Formula One Grand Prix thing where, the first there will be only a limited amount of teams that can build that meta experience, that racing car at first.
Also, I think it's good to point out, Aragorn, that because we're a layer 1 metaverse, we're building this infrastructure, we're building this Unreal Engine toolkit, that makes it possible to integrate motion capture into your meta space, or your metaverse experience. With other platforms that really isn't the case, that's because they have certain rules, and you're bound by the rules of that platform. And I haven't seen a metaverse platform yet or experience where you can just connect your mocap setup to it. So,
absolutely right. I think that in general, I mean, we're kind of rebranding our AMA to what we call State of the Metaverse. And this really ties into that, because if you talk about the Metaverse as a whole and how as an industry it's being developed and as a space for people, of course, now we see a lot of metaverses out there. This week there was even, we've been referring to Your Open Metaverse as a layer 1 metaverse. And this week I even saw a project that called themselves a layer 2 metaverse. Do you remember what their name is, Daniel? The gaming one that you sent to me?
I didn't know. I forgot.
You sent it to me. Let's see if I can find it. I see one of our developers, Ronald, is talking to me in chat. He said, nice vaporwave music on stream. Yes, that's my synthwave collection. Thank you so much. It's actually from Stream Beats, so it's copyright free and therefore can use it on the stream. I can't find it right now. I'll have to look it up later. There's definitely another really cool gaming metaverse project out there, and they already refer to themselves as a layer 2 metaverse, which I love because I kind of feel, I don't know if this is the case, but it feels like they adapted to our the way that the phrases we use referring to ourselves as a layer 1 metaverse. And ultimately, I think that that's important, because if you look at Sandbox or Decentraland or Realm, well, maybe not Realm, but a lot of these metaverse projects out there, they have a kind of set rules for what stuff looks like, for what the world is like, and therefore you're also very limited in using real motion capture technology, right? You can't have an avatar in Fortnite either that is hooked up to well, actually Fortnite, that's a really bad example because they use Unreal Engine, so actually there technically you can.
But
okay, Roblox. In Roblox, go on.
I think it's just the programmability, of the experiences you want to create, without, so basically, because you can create like a world in Unreal Engine, you can set, define the play mechanics, you can like set like everyone can fly, for example, or you have a certain visual style that you like. The options are limitless, and then you can just, the YOM SDK makes it possible to host it on our server, and then people can enter that meta space, as we call it, via your website.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that, because we will be able to have really realistic avatars for at least at first creators and artists, and then hopefully later on for everybody. I have very high hopes also for the development of artificial intelligence, allowing us to use our own phone cameras, etc. Oh, Marky says, wait, Marky said something else. I just imagined a Dungeons and Dragons session in virtual space. This should be a thing. Oh, Marky, absolutely. That
awesome.
Well, how awesome would that be? How awesome would that be? the game master can dress up like some evil or perhaps not evil wizard. Everybody can dress up exactly like his character. And it can be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you could even have the environment change based on what the game is, doing. So let's say that 5 or 10 years from now, we have artificial intelligence hooked up to Unreal Engine. You're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and as you're telling the story, the computer live listens to what you're saying, and based on the text input, they change the environment, right? Because we already saw, I hate to say this, but Mark Zuckerberg did do a kind of a cool demo where he was talking to the artificial intelligence and was generating the space around them. So imagine that you have a Dungeons and Dragons meta experience where that automatically happens. So suddenly when some kobolds attack you, the environment changes, and there's some screams or whatever, or you see the kobolds running at you, whatever. It could be super, super cool.
Yeah, definitely. And I see it also in other platforms, that you can just type in something you think about, and then it just creates like a 3D model.
Yep.
For instance, I want to play the drums now in the metaverse, so just type in drum set or whatever, and then and then like drumsticks, and then it just ploop.
Do we know of any GPT-3 Unreal Engine integrations or things like that?
Ooh. That would be awesome.
That would be cool, right?
Check that out. Yeah, that's something to
I'm
to
pretty
check
sure
out.
there's stuff out there like that already.
Yeah,
I'd love to see that.
But what I also think, also next to the programmability, and also the scalability of using working on the game engine level, because that's basically what YOM does, different than other metaverse projects. It's also possible to get, to host these experiences via your own channels, and that's where you want your audience, right? You don't want them on Decentraland or the Sandbox. You want them on your own channels, right? Don't you agree, Aragorn? So I think that's
agree.
also a big
I
difference.
agree, but I don't think we need. I love it how you're shilling your open metaverse now.
Yeah, I'm shilling it too much. Yeah, okay, sure. But I think just for people.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. I totally agree. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's see. Okay, there's room for questions. Marky did some questions. We got a copywriter who just joined. Hey, copywriter, how you doing? Wave at copywriters, Daniel. Daniel's waving at copywriter. Cool. All right, let's. I think that today's AMA we didn't want to make it too long. So while you are doing a little dance and showing off the possibilities of the construct as an avatar in the metaverse, let's quickly go over my agenda for next week, so you guys have a little bit of an idea of what's coming up for your open metaverse in the next week. So, of course, most of you probably know we do our weekly Wednesday Metaverse Exploring events, which are run by Daniel. Daniel, can you tell us a little bit about this week and what's coming up?
Yeah, sure. So basically, next Tuesday, we have the first monthly roundtable discussion. Every month, we're doing a roundtable discussion on a different topic related to the Metaverse. Tuesday, it's going to be about economy. And we have 4 experts joining the table. It's hosted in Spatial, so everyone can join via telephone, PC, or with VR. And so this group that I've created, it has almost 1,500 members now. So that's really excited. So that's Tuesday. On Wednesday, we have a keynote meetup also in Spatial with a very special keynote speaker.
Who is this? Who is this very special keynote speaker?
It's the Lord of the Metaverse. Yeah. So basically, Aragorn will talk about the Layer 1 Metaverse concept. So you can check that out as well. Yep,
that should be cool. I plan on it being as interactive as I can. So if you guys have never tried out virtual reality, Spatial, or Altspace VR, anything like that, I highly recommend you join if you're watching this. It will really give you a better idea of what it's like to be in a virtual reality space. Now, obviously, with your old metaverse, we're not aiming to go straight to VR with everything we do. We want to make it accessible through mobile, through desktop, through laptop, even through your console in the near future. And then, towards the future, as more people have a virtual reality headset, we'll make that transition and grow our immersion. But if you already have access, I highly recommend you join one of the sessions. It's super cool. Of course, if you don't have a virtual reality headset, you can also join our keynotes every week with the Metaverse Exploring. And this week, I will be talking, like Daniel already said, about the concept of a layer 1 versus a layer 2 Metaverse, possibly even layer 3s in the future. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so what else do we have for next week? Is there anything I still need to announce? I'm just gonna look at my my marketing team. Stephanie, are you listening? You're in the background. Is there anything I forgot? Anything I need to do? Just gonna look at the chats here, check everything. I think we're good. No, we're all good. I get the go ahead. Well, it's been 31 minutes. So Daniel, it's up to you. Are we gonna?
Yeah.
Is this gonna be the first AMA where we're gonna finish in time?
I think so. Yeah, maybe it's also good to note, like, next week we have these 2 events planned. In our Discord channel, you can go also have an overview of all the events and also all the AMAs. So check them out, I would say, and join us. So
Yep.
a lot of events coming.
A lot of events coming, a lot of content coming. I don't know if I already mentioned this last week, but we had a film crew over to interview all of the current employees. So this is going to be very cool, especially a few years down the road, I think. But to ask them what their ideas of the Metaverse, what they're doing, what they're working on every day. And that is going to be the foundation for a lot of really cool video content that we're going to push out over the next few weeks. 50 planned already. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that's what I mean. So, cool. 50 keynote speakers planned already. I think that's what Marky means. Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's it for today. Daniel, thank you so much for joining me on the show. We really got to do this more often.
Thanks for having me. Yeah,
it's my
definitely.
pleasure. We got to think of a cool new environment now to... Oh, actually, we're working on a lot of really cool environments that we should do.
Can you tell more about that?
No, I'm not going to. No, don't.
Okay,
but
it's going to be a surprise.
Yes. It's gonna be a surprise, and of course we have some cool avatars coming up in the future as well. Cool. I think we should just wrap it up there. So, if you by any chance didn't know about Your Open Metaverse yet, and you just found us in this channel, if you look here at the bottom, there's a whole bar that shows us all our social media. So you can go and find us on Twitter at YOM Metaverse. You can find us on Telegram in our Telegram channel, which I'm not gonna spell out right now. You can find us on what else is in there really.
Our Discord, maybe? Or?
Oh, well, we have a Discord as well. Oh, yeah, and of course, our website, yom.community. Go and check everything out there. That will also give you access to the Discord. It will give you access to our Telegram. We also have a TikTok now, which is Your Open Metaverse. Is it Your Open Metaverse? Yeah, Your Open Metaverse. And we will be releasing lots of TikTok videos there as well. And we're trying to push up the volume to get you guys more involved, show you what we're doing, and even engage with you to let you help us make decisions on the future of the Metaverse.
Exactly.
That's it for today.
It's called Your Open Metaverse.
It's
right?
your Open Metaverse. Your.
It's not or closed.
Yeah,
Metaverse.
it's not or Open Metaverse or Open Metaverse or Balex Open Metaverse. It's Your Open Metaverse. Cool. Right, I think that's it. Daniel, again, thank you. I talk too much.
Yeah.
And see you guys next week. Mr. Metaverse and Mr. Fox signing off.
Bye.